Hey you guys, just a quick and sweet update for this week. I'm going to do my 11-week pregnancy update. Sorry if the kids are a little bit noisy, they are working on a project downstairs. So I'm actually a few days over 12 weeks when filming this. I was supposed to film it on Sunday, but we were busy, so I didn't do that. Basically when you're seeing these updates, I'm already like a week ahead. Yeah, in order to film a recap of the week so that I feel like I have enough to tell you guys, I have to wait until basically the next week, if that makes sense. So these updates will probably always be like a week late, or a week delayed, because it doesn't make sense to me to film like an 11-week update when I'm like just 11 weeks. Does that make sense? Is that how you do these? I don't know. So that's what I'm doing. So not a ton has happened in 11 weeks, or in week 11. I have officially stopped puking, I hope, which is really, really nice. Morning sickness, I think it's safe to say, is completely gone. This was the first week that I was really able to get on top of my calories. Not perfectly every day, but like most days I'm getting enough calories finally. It took a long time to work back up to that, and now I'm starting to incorporate more and more foods all the time of things that I didn't like and had some aversion to. Like, guys, I had an aversion to bread. Who has an aversion to bread in the first trimester? I thought like bread is the one thing that we can't get enough of. No, not this girl. I had an aversion to bread. The only thing I'm still not back to like eating normally would be eggs. Like, it still kind of grosses me out to like think about eating eggs, not things with eggs, but like just by themselves. I'm not quite there yet, but I can feel myself starting to get there. And I'm just like, it's just so nice to be back to like eating pretty normal foods. And like, for example, we don't have to talk about what's for dinner anymore. We can just make something for dinner, or Cody could make something for dinner and I can just eat it now. And that was not the case before. Apparently this is gonna be a hard one to film, because my dog's like scratching at the door, my little one, and then like my kids keep arguing. I just needed 15 minutes to sit down and film this really quick. Yeah, so food is much better. It's such a relief to not be sick. I'm feeling so much more like myself. Like, this week really brought back the feeling of myself. And I realized it when I cleaned the entire kitchen and then I walked upstairs and started a different chore. And that was a big deal. And like halfway through the second chore, I was like, wait, I'm doing two chores in a row. Like, that's, oh, like I'm back. Because I would have to rest after every single like task I did. I would need to go sit down for a little while and like rest, because I would get nauseous or like tired. Like, physically fatiguing myself would make me nauseous. So it was like the first time I didn't have to have like a rest break in between chores. And I was like, oh, what is this? I can finally catch up on all my cleaning. So that was a really, really nice touch. Yeah, 11 weeks was good to me. It was like coming back into myself and just being able to try foods that I've been scared to try for a little while, and it's just been really nice. Like, really no bouts of nausea. Sometimes I can kind of like feel a bit of a gag coming if I smell something really bad or something, but I can control it and like move my mental state away from that, and then I'm fine. So that's really nice. And this week, I'm pretty sure I started to feel baby movements at the end of the week, which surprises me because I felt them really early with both my other kids. I think I was about 12, 13 weeks with both of them. Yeah, because by 14 weeks, you could see Mackenzie moving from the outside, like really early. So I mean, when it's not your first time, when it's not even your second time, it's way easier to distinguish like, okay, that was a baby, because baby flutters feel it's its own feeling. It doesn't feel like gas bubbles. It doesn't feel like, it feels like baby flutters. Like, if you've never experienced it, I can't explain it. It's just like, so it was really, really quick and I wasn't sure. But now I'm pretty sure that that was the baby, because I've been feeling a lot more things now. But yeah, the first couple times it happened, I was like, what was that? It was like really quick. Usually in the evening while I was like eating a snack, and then I laid down and got really still. That is when I would be able to feel it. So I think that has begun, and that's really exciting just like a reassuring feeling to be like, oh, you're in there. Because once the morning sickness ends, there's just like really no other indicator. Like, yeah, your belly grows, but it's like not that much of a pregnant belly, and you're like not really feeling baby yet. So like when you start to feel the baby, it's like, it's just like another sigh of relief, right? Just a little reminder that they are there. With like the bringing back of my normal personality again in week 11, I think I've also started really thinking about birth and preparing for birth, and my mind is really like going to that spot of like, wow, there is a baby coming. Like, I am going to have a baby in December, and this is real, and this is happening, and we're preparing and we're planning, and there's like just all these things. And I also noticed myself start to slip back into like birth mode. I like create a very sacred bubble for myself. I get into this very primal mental space, and I can feel that starting to happen, where it's just like the sacredness of pregnancy is not lost on me ever. And I just know this is going to be such a special, like, sacred experience where I learn so much more and I dive so much deeper into like my spirituality, because I know that is what keeps me strong through the whole pregnancy. Like, because this is a marathon and the training starts now, and this is my 3rd time round, so like I now know that more than ever. Especially, I've had a hospital birth, I've had a birth center birth, and now I'm having a home birth. And like, I just know from my last birth especially, just like how early that marathon needs to start. Like, you need to start prepping your mind especially. Yes, your body, of course your body, but my goodness, your mind is so important to prep before you have a baby and before you go into labor and before you give birth. It's such a big mental game. And so I'm like starting to feel myself prepare. So I'm going to start, like, 11 weeks kind of marked the start of my birth preparations. And so reading books, watching birth stories, incorporating and starting to bring back my daily yoga practice, and listening to the birth playlist I've been working on for a long time. It's not just music for me. I'm doing like yoga mantras and stuff like that, and just really creating kind of a peaceful daily practice so that when it is time to bring this baby into the world, it will be a lot of things will be more of a reflex for me. I'm hoping. Like, I did hypnobirthing last time. I'm not doing that again this time. So there's just like, there were so many takeaways from my last birth, especially like I filmed it, watching it. I was watching parts of it today, and I was like, oh, I really want to film almost a walkthrough of my birth and just chat about what like I wish I did differently, or like what I plan to do differently now, like just kind of like react to the birth and have a chat with you guys about that, because I think it would be super interesting. I have a lot of thoughts about it, and a lot of things that seem subtle but are like, I think, gonna be huge game changers that I'm going to change and do differently. So I've just been like really thinking about that and getting into my headspace. But also I'm realizing now that I think this is my chillest pregnancy I've ever had, because pregnancy can really change my personality, I feel like. Or it did when I was younger. Maybe it was just because I was younger and I wasn't as settled into who I am. I'm not sure. But I just don't feel that happening this time. I'm like going back to me. Like, I say going back because like I was so sick that I just was in a different world. But I just feel like I'm going back to my normal self, like before I was pregnant, and now I'm just also pregnant. And that's really, really nice, because I feel like pregnancy maybe made me crankier, made me like more reactive, made me moodier before, and it's just not the case this time. I just feel like me, and I feel normal. I feel in control of my emotions. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like I have a better diet now. I don't know if it's because I have been, I'm not now like 11 years deep into yoga practice. I don't know if it's because I started doing breath work and like incorporating those tools. I don't know if it's because I'm older and just like, it's just different. I don't know what it is, but I'm just so grateful that I was worried about my personality changing for almost a year. I was a bit worried about like, I don't know, just, maybe this sounds weird, but like, I just didn't want like my husband to be like, oh great, like for 9 months she's gonna be like snappier or like whatever, you know? But I just don't think that's the case this time, because I didn't feel like this the last 2 times. I just changed. Like it was like I was more protective and I was like more critical of things, and like I don't know, maybe I keep saying I don't know, but it's just I just feel much better this time and much more relaxed and much more patient. Just so patient. And although I'm like so excited for things like the anatomy scan next month and finding out what the baby is, if it's a boy or a girl, and I'm so excited for those things, but I'm also just so patient. I just like, and I wonder if maybe like the amount of time it took to get here, like the years it took to even see if this was a possibility, and then like the year we had to wait to get the surgery, and then the 7 months and the miscarriage, like I don't know if all of those things play, I'm sure they play a role in how I like regarding this pregnancy mentally. I did feel like, especially in the first weeks, there was hesitation, which I didn't expect. I think that's just, I didn't think my miscarriage was going to like play in like it has or like it did, and like I didn't think I would be extra paranoid or anything, but like it definitely affected my first trimester for sure. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different video, but there's just a lot of factors. But yeah, it's just been a really good week. It was so exciting to like start to feel baby flutters and to just feel better and to eat. I missed food so much, and I just like love food again. Oh, I miss that. I like snacks, I like drinks, I like foods, and I just love it. It's just so nice. So anyway, guys, that's all. I'm gonna leave it here. It's short and sweet because there's not a whole lot to report for week 11. I feel like I grew quite a bit. Again, like I'm 12 weeks right now, and I feel like I might have popped a little bit, so I'll show you the belly. I feel like from here on out we're gonna get large and in charge, so I'll show you the belly and then I'll let you go. So here we are, baby. See, I feel like it's a little rounder now all of a sudden, and like much more pronounced, so we'll see what happens in the next little bit. I've only gained 1 pound back, so it's gotta be baby, right? Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching this update, and we'll see you next week in the next one. So bye, thanks for watching.